Stories show respect. From laughter to insight, we got your face. Join the fun. Come on, let's get our kicks. Best of these broadcasts, where every voice matters.
Welcome to Bradcast Episode 2.
Today we will be talking about what bullying is, what it does, and how you can show courage to stand up to it.
Bullying is an unkind gesture or comment that makes someone feel small or sad.
Bullying is something that is said or done that makes someone feel more powerful or convincing.
In this broadcast, we will hear from staff and students on respect, courage, and the effects of bullying. We hope you enjoy the interviews.
Morning, boys and girls. Before taking a look at our character trait, courage, we thought it might be wise to review last month's character trait, respect. Let's take a quick look.
What do you think respect is?
So respect is kind of like, almost like being kind of like thinking about like others and stuff like that.
What is one way you show respect?
Like if someone falls, if you help them up, like, and they say thank you, it's kind of like they're respecting and like not like talking when other people speak.
How does respect help you and other people?
Respect helps me and other people. If I show respect to somebody, they will eventually show respect to somebody else, and then I think it could just go throughout our school.
And what is one time where respect helped you?
So one time where respect helped me is I accidentally pushed somebody in basketball and during free time in PE, and I helped them up, and I think that was one way of showing respect helped me.
I think respect is when you how reflect they show on or something.
And what is one way you show respect?
If someone falls down, then you help them back up and make sure they're okay.
How does respect help you and other people?
Respect helps me and other people by it can make us become friends. Because being respectful to other people shows them the kindness that you have.
And when is one time you showed respect?
One time I showed respect is one time when one of my friends was very sad because they had a fight. I helped them out and made them feel better.
Now that we have reviewed respect, let us take a closer look at this month's character trait, courage.
Do you think respect ties in with courage and bullying?
Absolutely. I think in order for us to prevent bullying, we have to have courageous students and adults to know when to stand up for what's right. And we also have to obviously demonstrate respect. Like I told you, we're all human beings and we all deserve respect.
So you gotta respect the people that have the courage to stop the bullying.
Absolutely. I think different types of individuals we know can gain respect in certain areas, and I think students and staff that are courageous and demonstrate that through helping stand up if someone's being treated unkindly is definitely, it all kind of connects together.
What do you think courage is?
I believe courage is kind of basically overcoming fear. So it doesn't mean you don't have fear, but overcoming fear and doing what's right. And usually it kind of is a synonym, bravery would be, so where you're demonstrating bravery by doing what's right.
How do we show courage?
So an example of showing courage to me, I would think in a middle school, would be, all right, I'm doing a math lesson and it is so challenging and I'm fearful that I might not have the right answer, but in order for me to be able to learn at my highest level, I'm going to raise my hand and try. So I think courage is when we know that we become better versions of ourselves when we step outside our comfort zone.
How should students stop bullying?
I think it's one of those things we talk about here at Lombard that we all know as human beings we're all going to have judgment where we have something maybe unkind in our mind, or maybe we just see that someone looks different or acts different. But we all have control over keeping those thoughts to ourselves. And I truly believe if we all really were honest, I know sometimes middle school students don't want to be honest, but if we said, how would you want to be treated? I think we all said with respect, with kindness. So we have to make sure that we're modeling that as human beings.
Have you ever been bullied in your life?
I would probably say no, but that's my feeling. Not to say that people haven't been unkind to me, but I've never felt that somebody tried to make me feel less of a person, and didn't have it repeated, and didn't have where they made me feel inferior. I would say I've had people tease me, taunt me, not be kind, but I don't know if I've ever experienced an actual bullying situation.
Have you ever bullied somebody?
I actually have kind of a sad story that I've never really shared, Hayden, with our students. And I loved sports, so I was very active in high school, and our teams were always extremely competitive. We were the flying geese of Wethersfield High School. And I had a classmate, her name was Renee. And Renee wasn't as athletic as some of my other friends. And I will tell you, I feel when I was on the court, I was so competitive that I wasn't always kind to Renee. And we had a really, really tragic story where after one of our volleyball games, I got a call from our coach, and Renee had passed away from an illness. And I never had the opportunity to apologize for my unkind words. So as a principal, a message that I'd like to share with our student body is life is really short, and you never want to live with the regret that you don't have an opportunity to repair or apologize. And so every single day I try to make sure our students understand that we all have the power to be kind. And so I hope my story of Renee makes everyone recognize that really bad things can occur, and I don't want any of our students to ever have to have the regret that I've had.
Do you think this video is going to affect the students at Lombard?
I'm a big believer in it might not affect everyone. Middle school students right now, I probably could say there's some students that are probably not listening, but there could be one student, and there's a starfish story out there that's one of my favorite stories. And it talks about there's all these starfish out on the beach, and an old gentleman is walking, and he wants to save the starfish. So there's millions. So he starts throwing them, trying to get them back into the water. And someone says, what's that going to do? Look at all of these starfish. And he says, you know what? If it makes a difference of one, it's worth it. And so I believe that our story sometimes can inspire one person to be the change. And that's all it takes, Zephyrs. One of you to be the change, to be courageous, and to stand up for those that are not kind.
What do you think will help the students stop it?
I think it's us coming together to recognize that we want to make sure that we spread kindness. We want to make sure it's that ripple effect. If I throw a stone, right, and it causes that ripple, our actions can also become contagious. And so I think if we stop laughing when kids are made fun of, and we have those bystanders that laugh or do nothing, we need those people to become upstanders, not to laugh, not to encourage behavior that is unkind, and to make sure we all recognize we're all wearing green and gold, we're all Zephyrs, we're all from Galesburg community, and we want to be the best, and to be the best team, we've got to work together, not separated.
Thank you, Ms. Hunt.
Hayden, those are some tough questions, and I need the students and staff to know I didn't have any preparation, so I had to think on the spot. So I hope some of my message is important for our student body, and I would love to hear other stories that some of our students and staff have regarding courage. Thanks, Hayden.
Courage. I think that courage is defined with the term bravery, and I also like to add the word toughness in there. When I say toughness, I don't mean fighting toughness. I mean that when life throws us a curveball or an obstacle, that we find enough, toughness inside to tackle that.
So words can be powerful is what you mean.
Absolutely.
It's like being someone's superhero.
Absolutely. And I know you've seen the saying before that not all superheroes wear capes, right? We can all be superheroes.
That is true. So, how do you show courage in your daily life?
So I think showing courage in my daily life is one way of showing courage is when we have a tough task to do and we're maybe not so good at that, showing courage by asking others for help. And I do that a lot. I lean on a lot of the adults around here to help me, help make this place a good place.
Okay. Where do you see students show courage? Also, here's a follow-up question, if you want to answer it. How does this make you feel?
Okay. So I see students and staff showing courage every day at Lombard because sometimes life can be pretty tough. We go through a lot of things either at home or at school, and I see kids get up every day and staff get up every day and come here and put on a good face and tackle things. And how does that make me feel? That makes me feel great. It's one of the reasons I love coming here, is watching kids overcome things and keep trying and show that bravery and toughness.
Okay. Where do you think people need to use encouragement?
I think in their everyday life, absolutely. And I think, like I said, one way of showing courage is being able to ask for help for things. So sometimes people don't want to ask for help, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a sign of weakness. I think it's a sign of courage.
So here's one way you can show courage, or anyone else in the school can show courage. Be tough for someone and stick up for someone if they're getting bullied, and go tell an adult if someone's getting bullied.
Absolutely. I love when I see kids stick up for somebody or help somebody who's having a tough time.
Also, do not, here's something that you should not do for courage.
Yes.
Or not, so do not fight, do not go hand to hand to protect someone. Just go tell the teacher.
Yep, absolutely. Find help from an adult.
Okay. Why do you think courage is important?
I think, like I said earlier, that life is really hard sometimes, and courage is important, so it helps us get through life and be able to tackle the challenges that get thrown our way.
Okay, so thank you for letting me interview you, and this would be the end of it.
You bet. Thank you.
During this episode of the Bradcast, we have discussed courage and why bullying is wrong. You have heard from staff members and students about bullying and the courage it takes to stand against it.
If asked, many students would tell you bullying is wrong. So the question remains, why does bullying still go on? A bigger question is, what can we, the students of Lombard, do to make sure bullying has no place here? What can you do?
All students, no matter where they come from, what they look like, or what other challenges they face, are safe at our school. Here we are safe and cared for. So what are you prepared to do?
Will you have the courage to call out or bullying when you see it?
Will you report bullying or help a person report bullying? Will you be a friend to those feeling isolated so they know that at Lombard no one is alone?
Will you help Lombard continue to be a great place to learn and grow?